Minimum wage on the rise in West Hollywood. WehoTV News is next. Welcome to WehoTV News. I'm Larry Carroll. In a 3-2 vote, the West Hollywood City Council decided to raise the minimum wage in the city to $12 an hour. That's as of July 1st, 2017, for businesses with 26 or more employees. Businesses with 25 or less employees and nonprofits of any size will have until July 1st, 2018.
Income inequality is a pressing issue, and affordability, particularly in Southern California, is a real concern. With the federal minimum wage not increasing since 2009, nationally, 1/2 of 3 million hourly workers are ages 16 to 24. This conversation, because of the failure to act at the federal level, has gone grassroots, and that's why municipalities are taking up this conversation. I supported our state's recent efforts to take on income inequality based on gender as well, as I know many in the audience have. The conversation we are having here has the potential not only to impact our community, but communities surrounding us, and the conversations that are happening at the state and national level. So we can be a leader, and I don't think we've rushed into anything. If anything, we've slowed down more than we ever have on a decision to allow for the discussions that we've had with many of the business leaders in the business community. As I mentioned, I believe we have an exceptional business community, and in fact, I don't have to believe it. I know it. They're already paying those higher wages, as I mentioned.
From the Institute for Applied Economics, it was LA County Economic Development Corporation. They did this study for the County of LA. And to be honest, the conclusions that they came to were not as optimistic as some of the speakers made it sound. I mean, they had in the aggregate, many prices will increase, including those that lower income households commonly face. Wages will rise for those in minimum wage jobs that remain employed. Employment opportunities for those at the bottom of the skills ladder will be diminished. Employment growth will slow. There will be little impact, if any, on the poverty in Los Angeles.
Hoping I'm not wrong, it would be great if all of our residents made more than minimum wage. But I think we have a documented and known large population of people who are living on fixed incomes from Social Security or disability. And I'm concerned that a 20% increase in the wage will mean a 20% increase in costs for 25% of our residents. But it's fairly clear that those 25% of residents will not see a boost in their income because they live on a fixed income.
Have all been there 20 years. They don't turn over. And there's a reason they don't turn over. It's because they're well compensated. The laws of supply and demand not only apply to commercial rents, they apply to labor and how labor is allocated. And if Los Angeles City and County were truly paying their workers more, we would expect a mass exodus of workers leaving West Hollywood to get better paying jobs. But they won't, because they're already making more than people in Los Angeles City or County. So there's this real politic that we just need to, I think, insert into the discussion, and that is that our workers are making 35% more than the workers in Los Angeles City and County. I'm glad Los Angeles City and County adopted their raise the wage ordinances. It was needed. It was needed. But we may not have the same necessity here in West Hollywood because our workers are already doing well.
Community is what kind of impact is this going to have on our business community? We certainly don't want to see layoffs. We certainly don't want to see people getting their hours cut. And we don't want to see dramatic price increases, which will suddenly make our businesses unaffordable to the community. But many of the business people who spoke tonight indicated that they're already paying above the wage. So I don't really see how this is going to have this tremendous impact on our business community when they're already paying above the wages that are being recommended here.
Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti spoke to the West Hollywood City Council about the importance of raising the minimum wage.
That even though we're out of a recession, people still feel like too many people have been left behind. You talk to economists, they say, yes, unemployment in cities like ours has been cut in half, but there's not enough spending power on Main Street, especially on the lower end of the spectrum. Here in Los Angeles County, we have kind of a barbell economy where if you're lucky enough to have the education and the pay, you can live great. You can have an amazing time going out to the restaurants and seeing the nightlife and really enjoying the cultural richness of this place. But there's a whole group of people that are caught so far behind, they're struggling to make excruciating decisions. Do I pay for shoes for my kids before school? Do I pay off my utility bill? Do I try to make the rent, or can we ever go out to dinner, ever? Those sorts of things aren't what I think this city, certainly my city, and America was founded on. There is an idea that hard work should be rewarded. And I know as you consider the minimum wage, you have to do what's right for you. I come here only to share my experience and to advocate maybe for some of my own citizens that work here, to be able to not be left behind, as we've seen now Los Angeles City, Los Angeles County, Malibu, Long Beach, Pasadena, and other cities either pass or be on the verge of passing an increasing of our minimum wage.
The council directed city staff to return within 60 days with a draft ordinance and to answer some of the many questions raised concerning the minimum wage hike. For more information, you can visit WeHo.org or contact the West Hollywood City Clerk's office at 323-848-6400. At a recent city council meeting, Councilmember John Heilman administered an oath of office to Coco Lachine, who's been appointed to the State Board of Barbering and Cosmetology.
Of Coco Lachine, who has served on our Transgender Advisory Board. Coco has also been a leader in the imperial court system, raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for various charities. Coco has recently been appointed to the State Board of Barbering and Cosmetology. We are really very fortunate. This is a first, having somebody from West Hollywood, somebody from our trans community appointed to a state board.
And that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
upon
which I am about to enter. You are now official. Congratulations.
The City of West Hollywood presented a plaque to Los Angeles County Fire Captain Kevin Paulson for years of service to the city.
Captain Kevin Paulson has served the City of West Hollywood from Fire Station 7 since 2008. Captain Paulson is a community favorite, as we all know, and an advocate for hometown attentiveness, and he quickly became part of the West Hollywood community. In addition, Captain Paulson chose to work the city's many special events and always enjoyed serving the community who attended. Captain Paulson has recently been appointed to the fire department's Arson Fire Investigation Unit.
And Michael John Derricott was presented a proclamation in honor of makeovers that matter.
The organization focuses on the mission to equip women with the tools to re-enter the workforce with free services that include hair, makeup, financial literacy, and career preparedness. Makeovers That Matter boosts confidence and helps our female veterans put their best foot forward with the goal of securing a job that leads to a long-term career path.
Between now and 2017, the United Way estimates that an additional 6,000 women will be returning to the Los Angeles area from Afghanistan and Iraq. Before one more of these women ends up homeless, jobless, without hope. Makeovers That Matter and our partners at Paul Mitchell, Wells Fargo, Whole Foods have taken a stand to curb that trend. We do this, as you know, by offering free makeover services that boost their self-esteem and assist our sheroes to get ready for and into the workforce with more confidence and style. For wardrobe, we turn to Dress for Success. When housing is needed, we reach out to our friends at U.S. Vets, Volunteers of America, and the Salvation Army. But we don't stop there. We know that the most important makeover that anyone will achieve after these basic needs are met is the one from the inside out. Since the fall of 2014, we have offered a 12-session course, the Mindset Program. We cover topics including mental health, yoga, meditation, diet, nutrition, and exercise, interview prep, mock interviews, and financial literacy. So we welcome the city and our esteemed business community to join with us in providing everything we can to our nation's sheroes, from roots to boots, from hair to their heart, and from combat right into their careers.
Members of the Public Facilities Commission were presented a proclamation in honor of Arbor Day.
West Hollywood has approximately 10,000 street trees, which absorb 9 times more pollutants than trees planted away from streets, such as those growing on private property. On behalf of all of our community, I want to thank you commissioners for your leadership and for the work that you do every day for our community and for our environment.
March is Women's History Month, and the city of West Hollywood is celebrating with a series of events that recognize and honor women's history. Highlighting Women's History Month is the 21st Annual Women in Leadership Awards reception. The Women in Leadership Awards recognize the achievements of local women in the professional, commercial, and industrial business communities.
Trafficking wasn't really on the radar of most people here. And in the Women's Advisory Board, the City of West Hollywood, and also the Russian Advisory Board, I found a lot of friends when no one else really wanted to accept that human trafficking was happening in our very own neighborhoods. And back in 2004, we opened the very first outreach project here called STOP. With a community approach, a coalition approach, we can help so many people who desperately need our help. And now today, we serve on average about 400 survivors each and every year. And by working with them, we're able to impact systemic change.
And so my work has been propelled by a strong sense of that could be me. Every day, when I see our participants, many of whom suffer from substance abuse disorders, mental health disorders, many of whom are homeless, I look at them and I know that could be me.
I'm a girl with mirrors, and my whole goal is that I really wanted women to feel beautiful no matter what, and have that Hollywood moment. A lot of people have talked about their moms, which I think is amazing, so I just wanted to mention my mom gave me my first manicure when I was 11, which sort of made me fall in love with beauty. We would watch the red carpets together and do the pop gossip together. And when she fell ill to cancer in 2003, I gave her manicures. So I don't underestimate the power of beauty to transform and connect with the people that we love.
And we honor our questions, needs. We provide accurate, honest information no matter what. Whether you can afford health care, whether you understand health care, whether you've ever had health care before, Planned Parenthood's there for you no matter what. Planned Parenthood is a conversation like West Hollywood is about inclusion, about equality, about justice. We're a metaphor for the future that I imagine all of us want to live in. And I think West Hollywood offers all of us a safe place no matter who you are. And that's what I love about Planned Parenthood, is no matter who you are, we're there for you, and we meet you in the moment you show up for us.
Intersectionality, you know, we all matter. All of these things, the whole condom debate involves women too. Women, African American women in particular, are you know, a huge risk of getting HIV/AIDS. So intersectionality. This means a lot to me. I was just laid off from a job I've had for quite a number of years. And, you know, I've had the sort of up and down that we have with going through grief, as it were. But, you know, the city of West Hollywood is my home. My father was in the Air Force. We traveled all over the place. Everybody's talking about their mothers. My mother didn't like me. And that was very clear. You know? So with an absentee father and a mother who didn't like me, you know, I felt like an orphan traveling around with a group of people other people called my family. Until I got to West Hollywood, until I started being of service to my friends with AIDS, to the LGBT community. And then I discovered something called the family of choice.
Held at the Phyllis Morris Showroom, the event was co-sponsored by the West Hollywood Women's Advisory Board and the West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. For more information about the Women in Leadership Awards and other Women's History Month events, you can visit WeHo.org or call 323-848-6823. There are 2 new exciting art exhibits at the West Hollywood Library. A Brief History of Drag is an overview of the history of drag from the late 1800s to the present, featuring historic photos sourced from One Archives, along with the original photos of current drag artists taken by Austin Young. Now, this is a collaboration between WeHo Arts and the LA LGBT Center and the Center for Performing Arts, UCLA, with support from One Archives. And Women Manifest at the Core, featuring original works by artists, women artists, including an installation by ceramic artist Elizabeth Orleans. For more information about West Hollywood arts and culture programs, you can visit weho.org/arts or contact West Hollywood Cultural Affairs Coordinator Michael Che. Michael's number, 323-848-6377. You can also follow WeHo Arts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So what do you think about public safety in West Hollywood? Well, the city is hosting a community workshop for residents and businesses to assess the community's satisfaction with the West Hollywood Sheriff Station and public safety-related services. Feedback from this workshop and other sources will help the city to improve services to better meet the needs of the community. The workshop, free and open to the public, is on Saturday, April 16th from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. in Fiesta Hall at Plummer Park. For more information, you can visit weho.org or contact the West Hollywood Public Safety Department at 323-848-6414. And if you can't make it to the workshop, you can email your comments by Monday, April 18th to psd@weho.org. Well, that's it for this edition of WehoTV News. For more information about the stories you've seen here, you can always go to our award-winning website, weho.org. And for the latest about what's happening on WehoTV, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Larry Carroll. Thanks for watching.